The first thing I have that I do with my students here is a letter sort, and I use this usually with my kindergartners and first graders, and it started out as a reading recovery thing that I do with my kids, and it was supposed to be with magnetic letters, and I adapted it for my SMART board. So what they have to do is take the letters and they have to put them all into groups. And what I had them do was I talk to them and I tell them, or I ask them about how they go swimming in the summer, and I ask them to demonstrate that to me by using both the right hand and their left hand. So on the SMART board, using one-on-one, it was fine to do. Well, I also adapted this with pushing it out through SMART Learning Suite this year. I pushed it out to my small group, which is what I teach. So I actually had them try this in my small group with my kids. So I pushed this out, actually I tried it this year, pushing it out onto my devices, my iPads with my first graders, and showed them how we demonstrate it with the swimming and using both the right hand and the left hand, because it activates both sides of their brain rather than just using one finger on the iPad, and to get fast visual processing for the students. And that's what this is supposed to do. It's a reading recovery activity using the magnetic letters, but using this really engages them and gets them interactive. I have found using it on SMART Learning Suite that I have to monitor them because they like to pinch the letters and make them bigger and smaller and spin them. So I have given them an opportunity after they do this activity that I tell them that once they group all of the letters, so they have to just pull them and group all of the letters together and do it as a fast activity when I send it out to them. So they are just supposed to push all of the letters together as fast and as quickly as they can. And they like to fling them across, of course, you know, because they like to bounce them, you know, as little children would like to do. And we talk about the letters that hang down, we talk about the letters that have humps, you know, which ones are round, which ones are straight. So, and I've created this one, and I also created one that has just all straight and slanted lines so that they could do this. So I made a file that they could do several of these quickly, that they could, if they finish one, then they'd go on to the next one. This was a Smart Lab activity. We also teach Wilson Foundations K1, 2, and 3. We implemented it last year, and so this will be our second year. They do Tier 1 in the classroom, so I pull out for Tier 2. So this is a lab activity that my students do where they're just reviewing the letters for the Wilson letters. So on the first side of the flip cards, and this is a flip out activity that I made in literally 5 minutes. It didn't take that long, and I pushed it out to my kids, and the activity has all of the 26 letters that they could do, and when I pushed it out to them, all they have to do is flip the letter, the lowercase letters on the one side, the capital letters on the other side, and our students practiced saying G, game, G, which is the letter, the keyword, and the sound that go with Wilson Foundations. Then what they do is they slide that card over and they bring over another card to the flip out, because you can have a discard pile. And then once they go through all of the flip out cards, once they go through all of them, and they would just bring them over to the discard pile, that it worked out. They just finished the activity, which was really nice, and they all got to practice their letters, and then we got to start our warm-up the regular way. But it actually got them engaged, and everybody got to practice all 26 sounds. I could even add in our digraphs that we've just learned. I could add in the glued sounds if I wanted to, because all of these cards could get added into it, which actually I may actually do for my older students. And they actually, everybody got to do them, and I could hear them as I was listening if they were pronouncing them right, if they were mispronouncing them, and it really made it so everybody was held accountable, and they got to choose which ones they wanted to do and in which order they wanted to do. So it gave them something that they could all do at their own pace, and I could watch them, which really helped. So a teacher could do this, and they could walk around the classroom and monitor all of their students and listen to hear which students aren't pulling down the harder letters. You know, you could see, oh, they only are pulling down those easy ones first. You know, the Y is the last one to get pulled down. The QU is the last one to get pulled down, because those are the trickier ones, or they're not getting those sounds, and those could be the ones that you could focus on as a whole group. So that would be something that would be really helpful to do.